The Prime Minister today was asked about radical Islam and he diverts to perversion of Islam and to guns, to blaming, the far right. Even the sovereign citizens were brought up today. What does tackling radical Islam look like in your view?
Well, there's two parts to this, and one comes from the report that they're already sitting on and been sitting on for 6 months from Gillian Siegel, their special envoy. Recommendation 9 said that there needs to be greater scrutiny and screening of people that we bring into this country for not only anti-Semitism but also for extremist views. That could have been done already, but we should also, from those warning signs that we saw on the steps of the Sydney Opera House, we need to say to those people that want to use forums across our country to try and promote hate and promote violence, that there is a consequence. In society, you need a deterrent and consequence. And even Anthony Albanese and Burke said that these preachers have just gone underneath the law. They've always worked just around it. Well, you change the law when you see that things are changing on the streets of your cities, and you lower the bar. And if they have dual citizenship, you send them to the country that they've got the other citizenship with, or if they don't have, you get them out of here as quick as you can. And those that are Australian citizens need to be isolated from society so they can't permeate that hate. They need to be isolated away so that there's a consequence and a deterrent. It's not rocket science. No. And when the warning signs were there for over 2 years, this is why people are angry. They're frustrated and they want to pour out love and hope, but they got no one to look up to because this Prime Minister has done 3/5 of bugger all.
Look, I agree with you. The warnings have also been coming from Israel pretty strongly overnight. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke exclusively with my colleague Shari Markson. Here was his warning. Have a listen.
There was a battle raging in the world between the forces of modernity and moderation and the forces who want to take us back to the early Middle Ages. That's what these people are about. Now, they hate Israel. They hate Jews. Let me tell you, they also hate Australia. They burn our flag, but they'll burn your flag, and they'll burn you. So understand that they're against our common civilization.
Strong words there. What do you make of his intervention?
Well, he's spot on. And if you look at some of the people that marching across the bridges of Sydney and Melbourne and Brisbane who have alternate lifestyles to many of those that they're walking for, I suspect that what they don't realise is that if their way of life takes over here, then their way of life is going to be seriously impinged. This is, I don't know what could have been a bigger wake-up call when a synagogue was firebombed, that this was a threat and that we were under attack in this country. But to culminate in Australians being slaughtered, Jewish Australians being targeted, that is just the biggest signal anyone can say that we are in a war against those that would do harm to our way of life. And if we are not vigilant, not only will we not be safe, but we will be handing over society to the next generation that has diminished. And we've been fortunate, and we are the current custodians of a society that was functional. But over the last 2.5 years, it's become dysfunctional, and it's our responsibility. And as legislators, I've been given the privileged position to go to Parliament and preserve that. And that's where I should be now. And that's where Anthony Albanese should be now, changing the way of this country so that we're handing over a society that isn't dysfunctional and we're facing up to the real threats that our country is facing. That's leadership, and that's what's missing.
Yeah, otherwise it's all talk, no action. And that's what we've seen for more than 2 years now. And that's the problem. Yeah. David Littleproud, appreciate you joining me. Thank you so much for your time.